Here is a simple head scratcher. The simple fact that God allows us to choose against his will, isn't that proof that actual libertarian free will exists? Isn't God a liar if he says, my will and only my will is done and completed, and only my decree and only my predetermined perfect plan for all things at all times happens? But when you break my commands I put in the Bible, then you're actually sinning. But actually, that's my decree and my will. So there's got to be a contradiction or a lie in there. That's a head scratcher that just popped into my head as I went through check this out. This document, this is one of 5 documents. This document has 88 pages filled with questions, conundrums for the Calvinist tulip reform people. Here's the real question. If depravity has infected men and to a point where we can't do anything right, how is it possible that we are rightly understanding anything? That's not the main point of this particular head scratcher video, but there it is written there. By the way, I hope you're not looking for perfect typing and punctuation. These are just the scraps and ideas that come to me at a frantic pace anytime I look in the Bible. Now, here's the real question of the day. If God is just and fair in all of his ways, he demands equal measures of justice for good and bad, which is, again, what a Calvinist might say, oh, this is what brings him glory. And since he is perfect and just and righteous, and he's filled with wrath also, that he's equal. He's got a perfect system and we can't question it. That would be what the Calvinist says. But the truth of the matter is, if you read this, God's predetermined everything, exhaustive divine determinism. John Calvin believed that, Edwards, and many more, Zwingli. With all that said, how is it possible that damnation is a possibility underneath Calvinism, underneath the Reformed theology? If you're reading this, he punishes. Why does he punish? He punishes for things unattainable because he decreed them unattainable. But I guess what it comes down to is, can God actually reveal his character quite in depth, his perfection, his holiness, his righteousness, and then go about doing things that are intuitively and biblically unrighteous, unholy, unperfect, I guess? Here's some scripture that will lay out God's revealed character. I only got one verse typed out here, but again, revealed character. How is it possible that God can damn anybody or condemn anybody if they're only choosing exactly the desire that God created them to have, and they couldn't desire anything else? Let him who boasts in this, he understands and knows me. I am the Lord who practices love. I practice justice. I practice righteous in all of the earth. For in these things I delight. God also delights mercy, yet he reprobates and damns and purposely punishes people for eternity. Most people. So the head scratcher, I guess, if I was going to shorten it, is how can God reveal his character and then intuitively, what we would consider logically go against his own revealed character? Hey, I've predetermined everything you're going to do. You couldn't do otherwise because you're totally reprobate and you only desire sin in your fallen state. And so when you sin, I'm still going to hold you accountable for what I predetermined you to do and unable to do anything otherwise. Libertarianly free. Well, that's a hard word to say. Okay, head scratchers abound.